Because he could have his nature without being him.
Right. No.
So what are you
Okay.
talking about,
Okay.
brother?
Yes.
Are you a Trinitarian or not?
No, I don't think I am, because I believe there was a point in time where Jesus did not exist.
Well, how could he then be Yahweh, bro?
So I'm saying... Okay, all right. Am I in trouble?
You?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Like I told you this morning, we need to have a conversation about some of the things.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
That ain't your style, Don. Your style's just to get up there and start blowing off at the mouth to some degree. What's up, dear? All right. Yeah, bro. If you say Jesus Yahweh as much as the Father is Yahweh, you are a full-blown Trinitarian.
Oh, man.
There is no looking back if that's what you believe.
Wait.
So if you want to go there, go there. Just know that I'm not going there.
Yeah. Wait. All right. Look. This is... But do you see what I was saying, though? Do you see the perspective I was saying?
I see what you're trying to say.
Okay.
But you just gave your enemies...
I know.
The worst soundbite...
I know.
On planet Earth,
I know.
and you can't take it back now. You put it out.
Wait.
It's there.
Yeah.
So what do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe Jesus is Yahweh in the literal sense, not just bearing his name? Because he could have his nature without being him.
Right. No.
So what are you talking about, brother?
Yes.
Are you a Trinitarian or not?
No, I don't think I am, because I believe there was a point in time where Jesus did not exist.
Well, how could he then be Yahweh, bro?
So I'm saying everything that makes Yahweh, Yahweh. That's what I'm trying to articulate. Everything that makes Yahweh, Yahweh, Jesus had that prior to his incarnation. Do you agree with that?
I'm okay with that statement, but you went and took it off you went and just took it completely off the hinges, bro.
I know. Okay, so check me out, right? So that's truly what I believe. As much as everything that makes the Father Yahweh, Jesus had that before the incarnation. I do believe there was a point in time where he was begotten, and like there was a point in time where Jesus did not yet exist.
Did the nature of being unbegotten transfer to the Son?
No.
Unbegotten.
Then did the nature of being unbegotten?
Did that transfer to the Son at the beginning?
No, because what makes him begotten is the fact that he was begotten. He was brought forth out of the Father. But I'm just saying, I truly yesterday really hit me what it means that Jesus shared the same nature and essence of the Father. You know what I'm saying? Like, he truly, like, the whole, because wasn't it Tertullian who said the whole God from God, fire from fire? Or was that someone else?
Justin Martyr.
That was Justin Martyr. Okay. Well, point is, everything that makes the Father Yahweh, I believe Jesus had that before his incarnation. What brought that forward was But
you don't, because I just asked you. Everything Yahweh is, he's an unbegotten God.
Right. But the substance.
You don't believe he has everything. You believe he's similar and like in nature. But you can't say Yahweh has a beginning. So if you still believe Jesus has a beginning, like I told you this morning when we talked, when you had to dip out.
Yeah.
What you should have stayed there and talked to me, because the stuff those guys were telling you yesterday is easy to shred.
Right.
Easy to shred.
Right. No, I'm not a Trinitarian, Chris. I'm not a Trinitarian. Well, look at me. Look,
bro. I don't even care if you do become
I know. You told me that already.
But these people are in the comments like I'm running up.
Don't worry about these people.
If Don wants to be an Athanasian Trinitarian, I don't care. I'll still be his brother.
Yeah. No,
I just will. I'll just think like, bro, you have slight brain damage, but other than that, you know what I mean? Like, it ain't gonna ruin my life.
Look, Chris,
bro.
look. This is all right. So let me see if you agree with this. The substance that Jesus was made of, was that created?
No.
So,
dude, bro, we needed to talk about all this stuff this morning.
Look, I didn't have, bro. It's the Holy Spirit put this on me, bro. I had no look. You know what made you know what?
Holy Spirit, bro. The Holy Spirit doesn't need you.
Yeah.
In this volatile time where you're switching doctrines all.
Yes.
To every emotional feeling.
Yes.
Feed your enemies time bites when you're having trouble.
They're not my enemies. I don't mind them. They're whatever.
Gonna use it, bro. They're gonna use it. They're gonna use it for sure.
Okay, that's fine. But all right, so check me out, right? I'm just trying to figure this out. So we agree that the substance which Jesus was made of was eternal in the sense of was uncreated. Yes,
the begetting. I was going to go over this with you this morning.
Yes.
When people ask you, was there a time when the Son was not? No, there wasn't as we know it, because the begetting begins inside of the Father, and at the completion of the begetting, time, space, and matter commences. So you need to understand there's not time as we know it without the Son, but there's place without the Son within the Father when reason begets word, and then word is brought forth, spoken forth, and generated, proceeding forth out of the Father. That's the begetting of the Son. So is the Son Yahweh? No, because Yahweh has no beginning.
Right.
If you believe the Son has a beginning, you can't say he literally is Yahweh, because Yahweh's unbegotten.
Right. Yeah. No, I still believe.
You could say he bears the name. You could say,
and I still believe all of that. This is what I was saying. I still believe all that. I still believe Yahweh is the Father and Jesus is Yahweh's Son. I'm just saying what makes Yahweh God in terms of his substance. I'm saying Jesus.
Bro, if you say this phrase, which is the phrase that came out of your mouth, word for word, the Son is as much Yahweh as the Father is Yahweh. You're not saying he's bearing the name. You're not saying he's called Yahweh.
Not in identity, though. That's not what I meant.
But bro, then you can't say that, bro.
Okay. All right.
Well, I mean, look, people shouldn't be looking at me like I'm changing his mind.
Yeah.
I believe he's articulating something that he doesn't realize the implications of what he's saying.
Yes. Yes.
That's why
I prefaced everything with, guys, I am not a Trinitarian. I'm not a Trinitarian.
But you can't, bro.
Listen, I am not a Trinitarian. I don't want to, the Son is begotten. There was a time where the Son, the person of Jesus, did not exist. This is what I believe. I believe Jesus Christ, the person, is a conscious being completely separate from his Father. There was a point where that consciousness was not yet brought forth out of the Father, and the only point of consciousness that was Yahweh, it was the Father. And then there was a point in time where we have 2 points of consciousness, Jesus, his Son, and the Father. But all of the attributes that makes Yahweh Yahweh, Jesus has those. In the same way, when a cell divides, you don't end up with brand new material, right? It's the same material that has been
you can't articulate it like that either.
Okay.
And when you see my list after we talk, the cell dividing situation is in the notes. It says, talk to Don about describing the begetting like 2 cells. Look, I understand what you mean, but you're not realizing the implications of how people are going to come back on you and say God does not change. How did he split?
Yeah.
All these different things happen. Justin Martyr explained it differently in Trifo chapter 61. He said this. I'm going to read it to you. Just as when here. So as it says this, just as we see happening among ourselves, for when we give out some word, we beget the word, yet not by abscission as to lessen the word which remains in us when we give it out. And just as we see also happening in the case of fire, which is not lessened when it has kindled another. So when you kindle one fire with another, it doesn't lessen or divide the first one.
Right. I'm not, and I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm not saying that the Father was lessened or divided into two beings.
But when you use the analogy of the cell dividing, somebody that knows church history is going to go over here, and somebody's going to go into the Bible where it says God does not change, and he can't.
But when the cell divides, the original cell doesn't lose anything. You know that, right?
Right. But for a moment, it splits, right? And then it I don't know what happens.
Yeah. When
if you say the word split, right, that's not how they articulated it. They articulated it like there's one flame,
right?
And again, this is in Justin Martyr with Trypho in chapter 61. The second fire comes out, but it doesn't lessen that first one or alter it at all.
Right.
At all. Right. So that needs to remain. So that's why I wanted to talk to you about it.
Okay. All right. So do you agree with
I saw you reasoning out what happened yesterday, and I was like, Don needs some help, because there's
if the people watching me by now have not learned that I am in training, that I am still figuring this stuff out, God help them. Okay. Right. You know, when it comes to, especially when it comes to like turning from saying that's elementary. When it comes to articulating these very nuanced philosophical ideas, you know, I'll admit that I'm still trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. I know I don't believe in three eternal, because if that's the case, see, here's what a Trinitarian will not admit, but this is what they believe. They believe that Jesus has always existed as an independent person, separate from the Father, equal to the Father, going backwards in eternity. That is not a father and a son. What you have is a couple of twins, and really triplets, if you believe in the Holy Spirit thing. I don't believe in that. I believe there was a point in time where Jesus, as an unique, independent, conscious mind, did not exist, right? There was a point he had to be brought forth out of the Father, but he wasn't created in the sense that the world was created from nothing. He came from the same eternal substance that the Father is made of. And so in that sense, if you were to try and date the age of that substance, it wouldn't be, oh, Jesus is that substance is 1 day old, right? He was made of the same eternal substance as the Father, the fire from fire thing, right? But what got me to say that is in reacting to your video where Sean says, oh, just a dude died on the cross.
Bro, and I called him God, right?
Yes.
So like, that's like the young Don syndrome. When you hear me call him God, you jump all the way off the cliff.
No, I was already thinking that. I was already thinking, listen, from my debate with those Trinitarians, I was already really meditating on the whole how much Jesus is like the Father.
Dude, this morning, I was going to move you closer to a higher Christology and teach you how to articulate it.
Well, that's just how the cookie crumbles.
But that's how the cookie crumbles with you. But look, if you're going to say this statement, and every Trinitarian watching will agree.
Yeah.
If you're going to say this statement, Jesus the Son is as much Yahweh as the Father is Yahweh, you are a Trinitarian. You cannot make that statement without being a Trinitarian. Every single Trinitarian watching can confirm that I am correct. And they will in the side chat. So if that is your belief, that's not my belief. It probably never will be. But if you want to believe that, I'm not going to lose a wink of sleep over it. I'm just going to think you're, like I said before, slightly
huffing paint.
Yeah, you've been sniffing glue through a rag way too long. Because God has a son.
He does.
The second that you say he's literally Yahweh, you have a metaphorical son.
I don't believe he's literally Yahweh. I don't believe he is.
The second you say he's literally Yahweh, you have the same metaphorical fake son that Sean Griffin has a metaphorical crucifixion.
No, I don't.
You just jumped into the same kind of category.
No, I don't believe in the metaphorical son. Look, I don't believe in the metaphorical son. Look, this is...
Let's see.
It's like if I had a son that was like me in every way, it doesn't now not make him my son. He's still my son.
And he still came after you.
And he still came after me. Exactly.
And he's still not the same being as you.
He's still not the same being as me.
But he could bear your name in the sense like they were saying yesterday.
Yes.
Eve bears the name of Adam.
Right. And that's why, like, if I was this, like... See, what makes God, what makes God great is also... all I'm saying is I'm starting to appreciate why it is Trinitarians get offended. Even if... Because what I'm realizing is, and I think I just experienced it when Sean said, just a dude died on the cross. It's neglecting how much like Yahweh, how much like the Father Jesus was in terms of, essence, nature, substance. Such a being of such supreme rank, who is like God in every way, like the Father, the express image of the Father in every way, deciding to take on the form of a human, to die for the incredibly offensive to then call him just a dude, because I'm just a dude. You know what I mean? Jesus was not just a dude. Jesus was the Son of God, literally like the Father in every way that makes the Father divine. Do you get what I'm saying? And that is just what resonates. Not in every way. Not in every way in the sense of
that kind of stuff, kind of blanket statement.
Yeah.
Look, you want me to teach you how to defend an anti-Nicene monarchy in front of everybody on the chat, or were we supposed to do it this morning, bro?